Hi guys, my name's Tara Edwards. I live in Alaska with my husband, who is a financial advisor as well as associate pastor. And we have one son. He's a little baby and I love him to death. I've only really started this journey about a few months ago, and it's been really eye-opening experience for me, and this is why I decided to share it. For me, I have always been a large girl, even when I was little. Most of my life I was raised by my dad, so most of my childhood anyway. And my dad didn't really know how to cook, so a lot of what I learned to eat and stuff was TV dinners and not much fresh food. And what I thought was healthy was just learning to eat less, and that's why I thought people were thinner than me. So I tried to stop eating and then binge. And that's pretty much how I ate for all the way up through into my marriage. My heaviest was 240 pounds. I was very large and unhealthy. And I had a little bit of a scare about my blood pressure. Turns out my blood pressure was fine, but my doctor did recommend me to lose weight, and she put me on a calorie counting diet. Through that, I learned that I learned if I did like a lot of extreme cardio, I could eat a lot more food. And as I lost weight, I couldn't eat as much. And so I would do even more cardio so I could eat. And then I started like cutting food out of my diet, just like all portions of food, like just all of the proteins and everything like that, just so that I could eat more. That wasn't sustainable. And that was a few years ago. Then me and my husband decided we wanted to have children, and I didn't get pregnant right away. It took years. So I started thinking it was me. I started beating myself up about it, and I turned to my favorite comfort food. I started gaining the weight back. I lost 80 pounds the first time around, and I gained 40 of it back within a few years. And then I found out I was pregnant, and I gained more weight. And then I found out I had gestational diabetes because of my choices. So I was able to control my gestational diabetes, which, by the way, if you don't know what that is, it's diabetes for pregnant women. Sometimes it is not because of your choices, but for me, in my case, it really was. I was able to control it with food. I didn't have to do insulin, but it did scare me, the fact that my eating choices is now affecting someone else. And so once I had my son, I knew I needed something else. I needed something to be taking care of me, and I started really diving into this, and that's how I started to become a coach, is because I wanted to help educate other people who are like me, who didn't grow up understanding how food works. In this, I've learned how to balance my plate, not have to count calories. I've learned portions of food. I love this program because it works right along with what I learned from my nutritionist when I had gestational diabetes. And I can still have donuts and I can still have things. It's not depriving myself at all. It's not feeling guilty for eating something. It's about having a good relationship with the food and really focusing on eating stuff that's good for my body and not skipping out and cutting like all my carbs or all my proteins or anything out of my diet. And honestly, I have a great support system of women who I get to talk to all the time. And I have people that care about me. I have programs that I get to go through and feel like I literally have a coach and a nutritionist in my living room with me, even though, but affordable version of that. So, and I just want to help motivate other women to find that too.